to another episode of Happiness Matters, the show where I share whatever comes to mind with friends, and people in the community sharing their business or what adds to their happiness. And of course, Mo is here. Never forget Mo. And today, I'm excited because today I have one of my very good friends, Sandy Cutrone.
Hi.
And we met networking.
No, yeah.
Yeah, we met networking.
My first networking event.
Last year sometime, like fall-ish. And we just connected because sometimes you just instantly connect with people. You meet somebody for the first time and you just instantly connect like you've known them your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So
and Mo and I felt like that immediately the second we saw each other.
Let me correct this. She met Mo and his plus one. So yeah, I'm Mo's plus one, but it's okay.
That's okay. And then Mo met my plus one.
Oh my gosh, Molly, Mo and
Molly and Mo.
Too cute.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so Sandy and I, like I said, we connected. Sandy is a mortgage loan officer, and I was a mortgage loan officer. No, I wasn't anymore. I had just walked away earlier that year.
Your book had just come out, and so you were on kind of the networking circuit to promote your book. And I had just really gotten.
You just moved here.
I had moved here in July. Yes, we'll just pet you. I moved here last July, so I've officially been here now 1 year.
Woohoo!
I hung out in Steamboat when I first got here with my son. That's where he lives. So
right.
I was homeless for a little while. That was like the best homeless experience ever.
In Steamboat, yeah.
In Steamboat, yeah. Homeless in Steamboat does not stink.
Steamboat, Colorado. Check it out.
Yeah, a beautiful place. So, the licensing and everything takes a lot of time here. So by the time I finally finished my licensing and Dora gave me permission to start working, it was August 15th. So I started doing immediately, getting out there and networking.
Right.
But before that, I was just studying and playing really hard.
Good for you. Good for you.
I had to see where I was living.
I get that.
Because I moved here, sight unseen.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
So was it a culture shock coming from Long Island to Colorado?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it here way better. It suits me way better here.
It's more chill.
So when you live back east, everything is very fast paced, very on.
Driving in New York is like.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm glad Jeff was doing all the driving.
Sorry, but driving on 25 makes driving on the LIE in New York look like a day in the park. Seriously.
Wow.
I haven't found a road around here that I like to drive on that I feel safe. So
was it other drivers or potholes or yes?
I think that it's so yeah, you guys complain about your potholes, but seriously, your potholes are nothing like what we have back east. I think what it is that everybody learned to drive at a different state or a different state of mind.
Well, because we have a huge military
right. So I don't think
here.
Like my biggest complaint when I drive here is that people pass you on the right instead of the left.
I have that issue too.
And that drives me crazy.
Yes.
And but I had my first accident 2 weeks into being here on Academy in Montebello.
Colorado.
And that's exactly what the police officer said as he handed me my ticket. Welcome to Colorado. So I find it a little bit different driving here. I'm learning to be incredibly careful.
Assertive.
Well, I'm trying not to be assertive.
Okay. Well, I grew up on the Autobahn.
Well, yeah, I mean...
miss the Autobahn.
Yes, I've driven with you.
Oh my God, I miss the Autobahn.
Yeah, I hit 75 miles an hour and I'm like, it's just too fast, it's too fast.
Please, that's just warming up.
Yeah, I know. But no, I mean, I did. I moved here, really did not see the place I was going to live in until it was being built until the end of April. I came out with both my sons. Well, Matthew lived out here. He lived in Steamboat, so he met me and my other son. And we checked out Colorado Springs at that point, and everybody was like, you didn't even visit Colorado Springs. I'm like, no, but I visited Colorado, so that was enough for me.
Yeah.
Hey, I was in Gunnison, it's like, once you've done Gunnison,
And you still came back. No, Gunnison is nice too.
Gunnison is beautiful.
Yes.
I mean, and this year has been interesting anyways, so you know, I like experiencing 4 seasons in one day. That's real fun.
I know, right? It's like, but you know what? If there's more spring and summer within the day, that would be nice.
I think for me, it's the perfect weather.
Oh, good.
I love it here.
I would do too.
So I don't miss the humidity.
Right.
I don't miss the nor'easters, the hurricanes, and all of the other stuff on Long Island. Not that I was a big fan of the wildfires last year. That was pretty scary, but no, it fits. It feels right.
Yeah,
It feels right.
I love Colorado. I mean, we moved here 10 years ago, actually. And within 2 weeks, I knew this was home. For the first time for me, I felt like I belonged and I've come home.
And that's exactly what it felt like. And people back east, they were like, "You've never been landlocked before," which is true. Except for when I was in college upstate New York, I never had been landlocked before.
No,
so, I mean, you do kind of, I'm not going to lie, I miss the beaches and I miss the ocean.
Oh, but we have seagulls.
But you do have seagulls,
in the Rocky Mountains.
Yes, you do, and they're very, very quiet seagulls, so.
You know, the first time I saw a flock fly above me, I was flabbergasted. I mean, I grew up in Germany.
People
to
don't
me,
believe
seagulls are by the ocean.
They're
not
by water.
not in the Rocky Mountains, but yes, we have seagulls. So
yes, you do have. Yes, they do. You do have seagulls. So no, so it's been a good fit. So when we met, that's when I was like finally able to start running a business. So I have 30 years experience doing pretty much everything in the industry.
And you're amazing. If you got
Thank you.
Anybody here in Colorado, let me tell you, if y'all need a mortgage loan officer.
Oh,
that one, Sandy.
You.
She can work miracles. And if you're an entrepreneur, that's my favorite part. For an entrepreneur, because I did mortgages and I had to show 2 years of tax returns.
Yes.
And you had to show a profit, which means you cannot write anything off, which really bites. But Sandy doesn't need that,
No.
which is like
Right. So there are a lot of options, and for me, because I'm also looking to buy, because after living here now for over a year, I realized that myself and apartment life are not conducive to what I'm used to.
Right.
I like I said, I don't like to be micromanaged. I don't like to be told what to do. And so for some people, apartment life is really wonderful, or living in a condo setting or a co-op setting where you have a homeowner association, that's great, but for me it's not. So I have been actively looking now, seriously looking now to buy a house. So because of everything that happened before I came here, don't have, like you, sufficient income to show. And so
we love tax write-offs as business owners and entrepreneurs. We love tax write-offs.
So I am the guinea pig for one program that I offer, and it is called the Asset Qualifier. So I put nothing down as far as what I do for a living. You have to have decent credit, and you have to have money. So in this particular case, what they do is they look at your portfolio, how much you have. They come up with different calculations, and so if you have, like, let's say a $500,000 portfolio, that would probably get you about a $250,000 to $300,000 mortgage to qualify for, depending upon what your portfolio is involved in, whether it's all IRAs. They're going to give you less credit than if it's in a fixed savings program where you get 100% credit. So it all depends. Then the other one that we have for our self-employed, and you still have to be self-employed for 2 years, but you don't have to show tax returns or anything like that, is our bank statement program.
Right, I love that.
And the bank statement program is wonderful because, as we all know, self-employed, we're going to write off everything we can possibly write off.
Because at the end of the year, we don't really want to pay taxes.
But
you know what? I cannot wait to. I honestly cannot wait to get to the point where I make so much money that
it doesn't matter.
I can't write off.
So a program like that, you need to be working self-employed for 2 years. How are we going to verify that? Well, we'd get a letter from an accountant, or if it's a business that you have to be licensed in, we would show the license and when you started the business. And then what we do is we take 12 months bank statements, and we can intermingle the bank statements, so it doesn't have to just be business statements. It can also be personal.
Oh, okay, nice.
And we look at your average deposits, and of course we're gonna look to see if you're transferring money, because we don't wanna be double dipping. But we look at your average deposits, and that's what we will make
I
your
love
income.
that.
So if your average deposits are $10,000 a month, that's what we're gonna give you credit for as far as income. And so those are, those are really unique,
That
great
is so
programs
cool.
that we have, because people are like, when are they gonna bring back the no income check, and when are they gonna bring back this, and what, and we're coming back, little baby steps because of everything that happened in the meltdown. There were certain people that were getting mortgages that really had no business, getting mortgages. And that's what I try to do, like, with people, is like, I sit down with you and I will look at your budget.
You mean you're being responsible?
I will be responsible, and I will sit down and I'll be
goodness.
honest with you. So my example is really unique. They know I'm leaving, because every month I kind of like, I'm giving you 90 days notice, I'm giving you 60 days notice, like, every month I'm like, just in case you didn't know, I'm leaving.
I'm out of here!
So they sent me what the rent increase would be. So I had signed a 15-month rent on a 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartment, which was $1,749 a month.
Ouch.
Not including the garage, which was another $140
Wow.
a month. Not including the
Plus you also live up north, so
right.
I mean, depending on the
Right,
area
and it
you live
does.
in,
It absolutely
you
does.
pay more.
and also not including the electric, the utilities for the complex. So when it's all said and done, I'm paying about $2,000 a month.
So you pay for your 3-bedroom apartment what I pay for my house with a yard and
with a yard,
everything.
and nobody to tell you.
and a 3-car garage.
And-
I'm
nice.
sorry.
Nice, I can't even back out of my garage without pulling off my bumper or my side mirror.
Well,
It's
so
skinny.
my garage ate a couple of my mirrors too.
Yeah,
because-
oof, that's a tough one.
I mean, it knew I was coming out. It could have moved out of the way.
So they sent me my renewal, and
Uh-huh.
if I want to do month to month, just to rent that apartment is now going to go from $1,749 to $2,149.
Oh, that would be no.
Just on a month to month. If I want to commit to 12 months or 15 months, it's still going to be a $200+ a month raise in my rent. And I'm like sitting there going, I could buy a $300,000 home,
right,
put zero down, nothing down,
right.
and my monthly payment is
I get
going
that.
to be less.
Mhm.
And this is what I try to drive home to a lot of people that are renting, especially our veterans. Not even just the vets, the enlisted men especially. If you're enlisted for 6 months, you get a BAH, why are you renting? Buy a house. You have vets 0% financing, okay? You get the housing expense.
And when you have a disability,
If you have a disability, which you wouldn't have as an enlisted man, because then you wouldn't be still in the military, you would be out.
Yeah, true.
I mean, more or less
Active
depending on what it
duty,
is.
right, yeah, no.
Exactly. I haven't encountered any active duty that are disabled.
Right, no,
Usually once you
it's
just
the retired.
right. But even for the active duty, even with paying the funding fee, why would you want to throw that money away when you can take money that you're getting for housing, invest it into your own home? If you get deployed, you get a property manager, rent out that house and make money.
Well, so
You be the landlord. If you can't come back, you either have an investment or you have a property that you can sell that you're going to make money, especially here in Colorado Springs.
right. See, for us, because
here.
we never bought a house until we moved here.
Because people don't even tell you to do
Well,
that.
it's not only that, but for me, German, it didn't make sense. Why would I buy a house if I'm only going to be at a station for 3 years?
Because that house is building equity.
Right, but
Which
I
means
was
it's
also
building
looking.
your financial portfolio.
Right, but see, for me it
On
was
the
like,
government's dime.
right, but it didn't compute because nobody ever explained it to me. And for me it was like, and then I have to worry about selling the house. What if it doesn't sell where I'm at? Because some places, I have friends that they're trying to sell a house for over a year. So for me that didn't make sense. I didn't want to
Right.
be stuck with that liability. But that was me.
Right. So,
I get to now that I've been actually a mortgage loan officer and and I see the different sides and everything, it's like, yeah,
It-
I mean, look at the market, you know, I mean, how fast a house is selling, and this place here is hot potatoes, guys.
I've made
It's
3
insane.
offers and lost out on every single. The
Right.
last offer, that was a whole bizarre thing that I've been doing this 30 years and I never saw anything like that. It was open. It was basically
Right.
open bidding at the open house.
Uh-huh,
They were telling, oh well, we already have an offer for 315 with an escalation clause, which means that they'll go up to a certain amount of money, and if it doesn't appraise, they're going to eat that amount. And I'm like sitting there going, yeah,
no.
no, I'm not
But
going to overpay for a house.
But that's the crazy market, it's
But-
definitely a
right.
seller's market, and it's insane, but,
But as a buyer, you still have to stand on both feet and say, it's a house. I am not going to be taken advantage of. I'm not going to overpay for
Right.
your house. Have a lovely day.
peace out.
Peace out.
Right, no, I saw, I mean, I can't remember if it was here or if it was California or whatever, people were bidding like
Mm-hmm.
$50,000 over asking price, is like, and the house doesn't appraise for that because it's not worth that much.
Right.
And then you have to, I mean, as the buyer, you still have to pay that money
Well,
because
you can
agreed.
walk away from your down payment, or you know, if you
I mean,
want.
it's insane. It's a crazy market.
It is a crazy. So it's different across the country. So that you know, people are nervous
The
here.
markets are different.
But the markets in every state are going to be a little
Right.
bit different. So my house that I sold back east in New York last year, I sold for $435. This year it's worth $475.
Oh, wow, yeah, see.
I know, I was like, ugh, you know, but I needed to get out, you know.
Right.
But there are other areas like in California that where the property values are actually coming down now. So the thing that's really nice about living in Colorado Springs is the military.
Right.
Because you're always going to have a turnover. They're going to come back, they're going to leave.
Mhm.
So there's always going to be a need for a housing.
Well, right, and I love watching in my neighborhood.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, signs go up for sale. It's like, wait a minute,
You
that
just-
house was just up for
Right.
sale. Somebody just bought it like
Mhm.
yesterday, a couple of years ago.
Right.
But it's going up, and then there's new people because of the
Right.
military.
Because
and-
of the military. Now, some of the guys in the military, when they're getting deployed, they're not selling their house. Because anybody that lives in Colorado Springs, especially if you've come here, my cousin was here, lived here when he was also in the Air Force. He started out here,
Mhm.
and he lives in Canada now. He's like, his favorite place in the whole world was Colorado Springs, and he had
Mhm.
always wanted to come back here. And we see that. I mean, we see
I
a
love- oh
lot
my
of
gosh.
people come back here.
And you know what? Colorado is, because we really have everything. We
Mhm.
have beaches, that's why we have seagulls, because we have huge reservoirs.
Yes, we do.
So we have the mountains, we have the sand dunes. Or are they in
I haven't
Mexico?
been there yet. I just
Are they
saw
still in
somebody-
Colorado? I
I
should know
think
that.
they're in. I don't know.
Okay, so they're down south. They're either still in Colorado or in New
There's
Mexico.
sand. I've seen sand. I have seen sand.
Okay, so but anyway, but I mean, but if you love the outdoors, there is so much to do, and the beauty here. I mean, so I'm clearly not an outdoorsy person because I'm happy if I can walk without falling over. But I love it here. I love the outdoors here because I can drive up onto Pikes Peak and I go
For a
Okay, so-
donut run, best donuts ever.
Oh
Papa Pikes Peak,
my gosh.
Just saying.
They are, and they're
Best.
really nothing
They're nothing.
spectacular. No,
They're not.
they're just regular fried donuts. But
Fluffy.
because of the altitude, the altitude, the altitude. Oh my God, they are the bomb.com, and I figured out how to bring them down without them getting soggy and nasty. You wrap them in the napkins
Oh right.
that
right.
soak up the grease. And then you can have them. They're not as good fresh as they're fresh, of course, but the next day they're still pretty good because you can dunk them in your coffee.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, so yeah, we do. Or what I joke because Jeff does hikes up to Pikes Peak every like couple years or something, and I tell people it's like, yeah, I send him on a donut run. I told him to go
Do
take
you
a
at
hike.
least pick
No,
him up when he's
no.
gotten up there?
No, but
he's gotta
I
walk
meet
back
him.
down?
The last time I met him up there, and we had donuts together, and then I drove home and he hiked back down. But I joke, I tell people, it's like, yeah, I told my husband to go take a hike and get me some donuts on Pikes Peak.
Well, we did the donut run. I wanted to do that for you the other day because I do a lot of hiking in Pikes Peak too, although I'm not nuts like that. I'm not going to
I'm not.
hike to the top of the peak. But
You
anyways,
know, it's to
yeah.
each their own.
I
But
haven't
yeah.
even done the Manitou incline yet,
Oh,
so I
me
think
neither.
I need to do that first.
But that's my dream to do the
But I
incline.
wanted to go to the top to get you donuts
Aw, I love
for 4th
you.
of July. but they weren't letting, because so many people wanted to go to the top, they were bussing everybody up there.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, you know, I don't like to be micromanaged, you're not bussing me anyplace.
Well, see, so unless you're handicapped, you have a handicap sticker on your
Right.
car.
So, yeah.
You have to take the bus at a certain level because they're redoing the top and we're getting a new house up there and everything. But
Mhm.
if you're handicapped, they will actually let you drive all the way to the top, which was nice. That one time
That
we went,
one we did.
and we had the dogs with us,
Yeah.
which was so cute.
So they were busing from Catamount though, not
Oh,
even from,
wow.
yeah, that's where they were.
Well, plus
pushing
4th of
people
July
in.
weekend is the
Yeah.
busiest weekend of the year. I mean, Garden of the Gods was insane. We tried,
Yeah, we-
Sandy and I tried to go to the visitor center because we wanted to get some healing stones. We couldn't even get parking. It was insane. So we're like, you know what?
I couldn't even turn into there.
Well, I actually had parking in a handicapped spot. There was one because, you know, I do my psychic call ahead. I was like, I need a parking spot. So, but it was, but I didn't want to go inside because the sheer amount of people.
Mhm.
It's like, no, I don't,
Yeah.
no, it was crazy. But, so, donut run,
Yeah, don't, so we'll have to do that again. So we have to take my car because I have the pass to go up there. We'll take
Oh.
your handicap sticker in my car
Okay.
and that'll get us to
And
the
then we
top.
have the dogs like we did last time. One dog sticking out that window, the other one sticking out the other window, and they just looked at us as like, yeah, just keep on going. But no, I mean, there's just so much to do here.
There is, and I agree with you. If you're an outside person, this is the place to live. Actually,
Mhm.
I am an outside person. I prefer to be outside. Maybe not to the extreme of my younger child who would love to live outside.
Oh, you know.
But like even in the winter here, we had the
Mhm.
best. I know nobody is going to agree with me, but
Hey, there might be some.
we
out
had
there.
the best winter as far as I'm concerned. Yes, I learned new phrases like cyclone bombs and blizzards and
Yeah, we had those.
yeah, but maybe we had 3 bad days of that kind of weather, and then it would warm up,
Right.
and then it would be like December or January or February, and we would still have days in the low
Well,
50s.
and that's what I love about
And it would
Colorado.
be like, and you'd go to Garden of the Gods, or you'd go to
Right.
like, all the other places that we go hiking, and like, especially Garden of the Gods, it's like, I was there all year round, hiking in there. Whether
Did
it
you
was
ever do the
winter-
perimeter ride? They have, you can rent a horse.
I did, my son and I did that, yeah.
Did
we
you
had-
do the 3-hour one? The
No,
long
we
one?
only did the 1 hour one because it was just the two of us, so.
Well, a friend of mine and I did a few
Mhm.
years ago. We did the big one.
So much, it's beautiful.
I couldn't walk for a week, but man, it was awesome.
It was beautiful,
It was awesome.
yeah.
And you know the other thing I love, speaking of winter, this fascinated me. I mean, so we've been here 10 years now, right? Fascinated me from the very beginning. So you have this blizzard one day, and it's cold, and you freeze everything
And the snow
off.
evaporates.
And well, not only that, no, not necessarily. But so the next day you still have like the mass amounts of snow, but the sun is out, and you can shovel snow in your shorts and a tank top. I kid you not.
It's true.
I kid
That
you
is true.
not.
That's
I
true.
mean, as long as we don't have wind,
Hmm. Yeah.
it can be freezing, temperature freezing, but if there's no wind, you can run around in
It's-
shorts and
it's-
tank tops in the winter here.
It's very true. I went to.
But the wind, especially the north wind, OMG.
I took my nieces to Winter Park
Oh, nice.
and to go skiing, and it was a gorgeous day.
Mm.
But it was like 9 degrees out. You know. So
But if
now-
there's no wind, it doesn't feel like
right.
it.
I mean, I was like in layers, of course. By the middle of the day,
You were already
I was like
bikini.
taking the coat off. And I'm like sitting there going, what is the temperature? But it was still only like maybe 15 degrees.
Mhm.
But I mean, I know you're higher, closer to the sun or whatever. You don't feel that cold. It's like
Well, because we don't have the humidity, that makes a huge
right.
difference.
And I do. I tease my friend, and they're like, oh yeah, Sandy, move to Colorado because the weather's so much better, and you've got cyclone bombs and blizzards, and I'm like, yeah, but it's a dry cold.
I know, right?
Like I was just, down south to visit my parents a couple weeks ago, and oh my goodness, it was so hot and humid, and it was horrible. I mean, I couldn't even sleep.
But you know what I have to say, once you reach a certain temperature, like 100 plus, it doesn't matter if it's humid or not, it still sucks.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's a dry heat, though. I mean, we've had a few days where it's 95 degrees.
And you know what?
I still have not turned my
So
air
you're from the
conditioning
East Coast,
on.
I'm from Germany, so we have like massive humidity in both places.
Yeah.
So I'm so, what's the word? acclimated here.
Mm-hmm.
That when we have like 20 degrees, 20% humidity here,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
like,
whining.
oh my God, I'm
know.
super whining. It is
I know.
awful.
A lot of people are whining about the humidity, and I'm like, what humidity? This is humidity?
What's
I'm
wrong
like,
with you people?
it's like, no. And truly, I'm going to say this, New York winters, so far, the two winters that I've been coming out here, New York winters are 10,000 times worse.
Oh yeah. I mean,
It's
we
the
lived
worst.
in the Allegheny Mountains when Jeff was on recruiting.
Yeah, we had a farm up in the Allegheny Mountains.
I mean,
yeah.
beautiful. But I tell you what, that lake effect, that's some serious stuff.
Yeah.
OMG, no, I don't miss it. No, no, this is good here. So I'm really so happy that you're here.
Yeah, and I'm staying
we're
too.
connected. Yay, she's
I'm
staying.
I'm not going
Mommy.
anywhere.
Hi, Mom.
This is my life, and
I love you too.
this is not the life that I thought I was going to have, but boy, has it been fun.
It's
been fun.
It's amazing here. It is so amazing here, and I'm so looking forward to the years to come.
I am too, and I think meeting you was perfect for me because of the situation that I was in when I came here. Just like a little backstory, like I'd lost my husband. It'll be 3 years tomorrow, actually.
Oh, wow.
So I tried to survive on Long Island without him. But just like in divorce and other things, you lose friends, you lose family when your significant other is no longer with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I just found it to be too difficult to heal
Right.
back east with all the memories and everything.
Mhm.
So that was one of the motivating factors, that and Matthew moving out here, Matthew's my youngest son, to come out here and just like make my own life and find out who I am. So
Mhm.
meeting you when you had written your book,
Aw.
at that point was like, it was like that meant to be, like, no coincidences.
No, there's no coincidences.
No coincidences. I was supposed to meet you that day. I was supposed to buy your book. I'm now reading it for the 4th time.
And here's the book, Happiness Matters.
And-
Unleash Your Superpower in 7 Easy Steps.
And I use these steps, especially like I was saying to you earlier, and it's like really important, like this forgiveness thing is,
That's real.
I can't stress this enough. And it's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
It is really, really hard to not only, it's easy for me to forgive myself because I love me.
Right.
And so I'm not going to be, I mean, I know what my faults are, but
Mhm.
to forgive people
Mm-hmm.
that I thought loved me, that I thought would not turn their backs on me, especially at a time where
you need them the most.
where I needed them the most,
Right.
it was devastating.
Mm-hmm.
And you can very easily sit there and go, oh my God, am I that horrible of a person?
And we do that. We internalize. We're
We
like,
absolutely
why are they
sit
doing
there.
this? This is me.
It's,
No, it's
what did I do?
not.
What did I do? What did I do?
Right.
And that's where you start. It's like, why is it that you have to sit there and think, what did you do? And that was the thing, that it was like, I didn't do anything. My husband had a horrible accident. He died of cancer. I was the best wife I could possibly have been to him in the worst possible circumstances.
Right.
And nobody wants to watch anybody that they love disintegrate in front of them. So if my behavior or my attitude was not what people expected it to be, that's really not my problem.
No,
that's
it's not.
their problem.
Right.
But
the hurt is there.
the hurt is there.
The hurt is there, yes.
And that was what I couldn't get out from underneath the hurt. And so I am reading your book for the 4th time, and I'll probably read it a 5th time and a 6th time, because it's that whole forgiveness thing where you think you've forgiven somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and then you realize something happens.
Right.
And you're like, oh, I haven't forgiven them at all. If I still want to run them over with my car, yeah, I'm going to do it. I haven't gotten there
I
yet.
gotta go back to
I gotta go
get that.
back and I gotta figure this out.
Right.
How can I find it in my heart to let go of the hurt? And it's like, I'm not forgiving them for them.
No, it's not. It's
And
has
I'm not
nothing
even
to
going
do
to
with
tell them that I forgive them,
No.
because, quite frankly,
and it has nothing to do
It
with
has
the other
nothing to
person.
do with
so
that.
forgiveness, guys, has nothing to do with the other person. It has everything to do with you and taking your power back. Because if you hold on to the anger, if you hold on to the grudges and everything, and you're not forgiving, you're surrendering your power to those other people.
Right.
And no, don't do that. Forgive and forgive. Do it for you. Do it for you. And it's tough. It is really tough. I mean, it's like with me and my mother, it's like I thought I did, and then I didn't, and then I did, thought I did again, and then I didn't.
Nope.
And so on, and that's just recently, my shy dog, Mo. And I just recently found out because I had another reading done by a shaman, and she discovered there was still some remnants in there way, way, way deep down, and I thought I had to do another Illumination Soul Retrieval, but fun fact, I sneezed it out, so it just happened because I was ready to, I didn't even know it was there. I did not know it was there. But I mean, it's like, and something tiny can just trigger that, and that's when
Right.
you still hold on to that anger and you need to go back
Right.
to.
So for me, the trigger is I went back to see my parents, and I only can give them so many days in a row before I
Right.
know it's time for me to go home. And it's nothing against my mom and dad at all.
No.
Other than the fact that they are just a constant reminder of the pain that I'm coming from. And they didn't do anything one way or the other.
Right.
It's just there are certain things that I need to get away from that they're not going to get away from, that they're always going to have a connection to, that I have to sever the connection. So when I see them, all of a sudden those old feelings that I'm feeling come back.
I get that, yeah.
And then I come back here and it's like, oh, thank you, God. But then it takes a little time to kind of resonate what you just came from. And then that's when you realize, oh, I haven't forgiven at all. I thought I could forgive, and now I'm realizing I come back and it's like, all right, well, let's go back to the basics and let's figure this out and figure out, okay, how are we going to get there?
Right.
And so that's why I read your book so much.
Oh,
it's not because, you're, like I said, your story, we all have a story.
Right.
And some of our stories are really horrible, and some of our stories we only think are really horrible.
But they're horrible to us.
But they're horrible to us. So we have to, first of all, like my mother has said to me, I'm not the only person who's lost her husband. She's got many friends who have lost their husbands. My children are not the only ones that have lost their dad at a young age. She lost her dad at a young age.
So not helpful at that moment, but yes.
When it isn't.
Right.
Because when you're sitting there trying to kind of just work these things out and you want somebody to talk to,
Right.
that's not what you want to hear. And so that becomes a trigger.
No, I totally get that. But I'm really glad that my book is helping you.
Your book is helping me.
And that's really why I wrote the book, is to help people. And my book is not, I share a lot about my story, but it's not about my story. It's about overcoming and how to overcome. That's really why I wrote this book.
There was something that you had written, and I meant to bring my copy because I had actually marked it. And it was really, it has to do with loving yourself. And when you look in the mirror, love what you're seeing reflecting back at you.
Well, I have a 30-day, it's not, I don't call it a challenge, but it's a 30-day exercise in there. It's for on the Love Yourself chapter, and it's also on the Forgiveness chapter.
Right.
So for 30 days, and start a diary beforehand. It's like write down your emotions, how you feel and everything. But for 30 days, look in the mirror, and every morning, or how many times you want to do it in the day, but definitely every morning, look in the mirror and say your name. So for me, it's Beanie. I love you for. And then I say what I love myself for, and then I go, Beanie, I love you for, and I do this for everything that I love about myself. And you do the same thing for the forgiveness.
Right.
And it's Beanie, I forgive you for. So for example, for holding on to that anger. Beanie, I forgive you for not realizing, for being in denial. Whatever comes to mind. But you do that every day for 30 days and keep the journal and see how you transform and what it does for you. Right. And nobody says you have to stop after 30 days.
So I have several journals that I started when I read your book, and like most of us, you get busy.
No.
You get, and then what you should be doing, you let it go. The
You
one
get
thing that I
sidetracked.
really loved, and I know you took it from Oprah, but I still really love it,
Because Oprah is awesome.
was the gratitude journal.
Yes.
The 10 things that you're grateful for. I was doing that every single night because especially when I first got here, because I was terrified to be alone. I had no friends, no family. I had really,
I get it, yes. Mm-hmm.
the only person I had to count on was me. And
Molly.
And Molly. And Molly's taking the brunt of it. So,
Right.
so the gratitude journal is back in my life. And then the mirror thing, which I'd forgotten about until had read it yesterday when I was like laying by the pool, and I was like, you know what, I really do need to do that, because you surround yourself, and not intentionally all the time, but there are many people that are very insecure in their appearances and their looks and their way of life, and when you surround yourself with people that are so insecure,
anything. It's
their
like
insecurities start
you adopt
to
that mentality,
exactly.
and you adopt that. Yeah. So no, definitely, and it's just
and it's hard to avoid people like that. We work with them. They're our coworkers. It's like, I mean, my favorite thing is like my skinny girlfriends, and I don't consider myself. I just consider myself average. I'm very comfortable in my own skin.
You're amazing. You're gorgeous.
Until one of my girlfriends that makes me look like,
No, I totally get that.
We'll sit there and go, oh my God, I gained 5 pounds. Oh my God, look at all of this flab. And it's like, oh my God, are you insane? It's like, get away from me.
But you know what? It's like different strokes for different folks.
Exactly.
And we all come from a different mindset.
Right.
And we all come from different programming. And I call the program what we learn growing up, and what we adopt that's around from social media and all of that.
So it's like building a wall up.
Right.
To protect yourself from others who have insecure feelings, because it's a process.
It is.
It's a process. There were many years that I looked in the mirror and said, oh my God, it's my mother looking back at me. I could never see me because I am my mother's mini-me. And it's like, why did I cut my hair short? Now I just look exactly like her. It's like you're looking for the individualized thing.
Right.
Nobody ever told me to look in a mirror and find the positive.
Right. Always find the positive. And the truth is, a fun thing to do is like look in the mirror and as if you're talking to your best friend, because here's the truth, you're your
I
best
am
friend.
my best friend.
So look and if paying your best friend compliments, as like you wouldn't tell your best friend, it's like, oh my God, you're so fat, you're so ugly, you're so this, so that. No, you wouldn't. You would tell your best friend, it's like, oh my God, you look gorgeous.
Right.
You look amazing. I really love how your eyes sparkle or whatever. Do that to yourself. Look in the mirror and tell yourself those things, because it really makes a big difference.
And so those are the things, like I said, I came back from down south, and I think I got a little PTSD, from being with my parents, but then I came back here, and it was just like one thing after another. And it was like, really, I kind of came from a situation where my mom I got her to the beach twice, and we took her out on a sunset cruise, and these are things that she hasn't been able to do in years because she's got the cancer and everything. So that was very exciting for me. But we had moments.
Well,
there were moments,
because
because my parents are 86 and 83, and
patterns are patterns.
My mom and I fall into the same pattern no matter how hard we try.
It's like, okay, Mom, love you, gotta go.
Yeah, well, I did that actually to my dad the last time I was there. I was like, Daddy, I love you very much, gotta go.
Peace out.
Can't partake in this conversation any longer. Because it's like, if I feel those triggers happening, it's like, I have to step back. If somebody's making me feel uncomfortable, I need to distance myself.
But the key is awareness. You're aware of that now,
right?
And it's like once you pay attention and have that awareness, because we're responsible for our thoughts, for our feelings, for our everything. I mean, that's our responsibility. Nobody else can make us angry, mad, whatever. I mean, this is on us, but we need to be, instead of going on autopilot, what I call autopilot, and just reacting to whatever's coming our way, it's like, be aware and take ownership and control the situation. I mean, and sometimes you just have to say, you know what, can't do right now, bye, peace out. And and I do that. I was like, you know what, not working for me right now, bye. I'll call you later, I'm out.
Right. And that's it. It's like, I am very protective of my heart.
Well, you should be. It's your heart.
It is It is.
Oh, and I love you.
I love you too. And it's. I'm not going to let somebody play with it.
Good for you. Good for you.
No matter how much I care about you, no matter how much joy you have brought to me, if you hurt my heart,
Peace out.
I have to walk away.
Good. Yeah. And yeah, but it's hard. It's hard.
And it is really hard, and I am struggling with that.
But you know what? Kudos to you for again, the awareness,
Mhm.
for the strength that it's like, you know what? I am my best friend. I'm okay if it's just me.
And I am very
So.
happy sometimes that it's just me.
I get that. I love my husband, and people always ask us over 30 years, and people always ask us, "What's your secret?" And we always laugh. Deployments, extended field problems, you know, and everything. So
Something that makes a heart grow fonder.
right, you
I
know,
get it.
but I mean it yeah. So I totally get that.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I'm super glad you're here.
I am. And
Thank you so much for being on my show
Thank
today.
you for having
And
me.
I have a feeling we'll come back and revisit.
I think,
and
yeah.
you can be like,
I think we need to do a girls' weekend.
oh yes, ooh, girls' weekend.
Hot
That sounds
springs.
fun. Oh yeah. So anyway, thanks again for watching today. And it was a little longer than the 30 minutes as
Yeah.
planned. But hey,
Well,
when you're
you
having
edited
fun
it out.
times, Fred. No, I'm not gonna edit. I'm just gonna add the stuff on the front and the back, but I'm not editing in between. I don't take stuff out unless it's like really not
Stupid.
appropriate. No, stupid is fun.
I could have been
I like
inappropriate.
stupid, but
I was very careful about that.
I'll take out inappropriate. But anyway, so thanks again for watching. Thank you, Sandy, for being
Thank you,
here.
Beanie, for having
And
me. I appreciate it.
yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.